Welcome to the Movement Project podcast, where we interview some of the biggest names in real estate. Today, I actually wanted to switch up the flow a little bit and celebrate some of the people that actually work behind the scenes. Many organizations in today's era, today's age, utilize the power of technology, right?
Right,
But
right,
also, another aspect that's come through technology is the power of virtual assistants. A lot of people don't know what a virtual assistant is, but it is becoming more and more powerful and expanding radically through just about any industry you can think of. So, what I did today was actually pull our very own Alex Eustaquio into the mix because I wanted to bring Alex in to interview him, talk a little bit about how we structure our organization, but also how we got connected and how he overcame some adversities in his own life. That's quite a testament to just the power of God, the power of faith, and now how we implement the appreciation and gratitude for that in our world and in our business today. So without further introduction, Alex, welcome on board today, man.
Hey, thank you for bringing me in.
Absolutely. I can't say that I've listened to a whole lot of podcasts or quite honestly ever seen it where an entrepreneur or a real estate investor has actually brought one of their VAs from behind the scenes. But I
Right.
thought, what a cool opportunity, just to bring you in to share some of your story, to share some of the culture, what it's like in the Philippines. I mean, this guy is currently it's 2:45 our time. Alex, it's the middle of the night where he's at. So he's actually working
Right.
through the nighttime for us. Pretty interesting. But I wanted to get started, man, talking about how we got connected. Let's start from point one where we were united, where we brought you on board and how that happened.
Right. So yeah, I remember the time when I had this brain aneurysm attack, and I was so depressed, and because here in the Philippines, they actually discriminate um, individuals with conditions like that. Brain aneurysm is somewhat a condition on the brain after the operation, where people tend to be slow. You know, they lose their memory. They're not 100% functional. But in my case, after my operation, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect much. So I tried my luck and see if working remotely would work for me, because I know, I have to prove them wrong that no, that's not right. I can sense that I still have memory. I still have it. I've been in the contact center for 15 years before I had the attack, and Philippines is the contact center capital of
Of
the
the
world.
world. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been there for 15 years. Then have handled so many roles in the past. Um, because I worked so much, I forgot about my health. So what happened was, I didn't know that I'm already having this heart enlargement, and then I was, it's giving me a hard time, big time. So yeah, my health condition is affecting my career, because sometimes you have to be off work. So until such time that this brain aneurysm attack happened, the vein in my head exploded. So my family had to bring me in the hospital. So having said that, I was brought in the hospital, and I was technically dead. You know, I was there for 2 months. I had a coma for 3 days. During that time, the doctor actually set my family's expectation that, yeah, we'll perform the operation, but the expectation would be, if even if I survive that operation, if I wake up, I would not be able to talk anymore. I will not be even see you guys, and not even walk. But on the third day, when I woke up, everybody was surprised, and the doctor said, "How are you? Are you able to are you able to see where you at right now?" So yeah, I can. I can see I'm in the hospital right now. He even touched me and checked my strength, and he was surprised that did I really perform the operation on you? How come that you are strong? I can even talk and you can even see me. But you can see the stitches on my head. Everyone was surprised, and it's giving me goosebumps right now, going back to that story. But yeah, so
That's
moving
incredible.
forward, moving forward, that's when I actually started looking for it because I'm a father of two. I don't want to be, someone's burden. I still want to provide to my family, so I really tried hard and strive hard. So I recovered after a week from the hospital from that operation, and then tried to find a job. And lucky me, you know, you know, the mentality was before I had this, life is a journey of struggles, and I always believe in that. Along the way, you would always encounter obstacles, but that didn't stop me. And one day I came across a person who actually gave me hope, and that's you, Ben. Thank you so much for the
Wow.
opportunity.
That's incredible. That's incredible,
Really,
man.
you believed in me, bro. You believed in me. You gave me this chance, even though you know that I have this condition, but you risked it. You gave me the opportunity. You gave me this responsibility, and boom, I have proven myself that I can do it, right? So here I am right now, working for you, Ben. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
the opportunity. I really can't thank you enough.
That's incredible, man. I mean, that's such a powerful story of hope and redemption. That
Right,
I mean, the doctors were saying you wouldn't make it. They were preparing your family for your
exactly.
burial, right? Just trying to set
Right,
expectations, but literally, man, like it's a miracle that you're standing here today. And that's a
alive.
testament. Yeah, that's a testament of the power of faith, things
Right,
that we can't explain, right? The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. It's powerful, man.
right.
Yeah, so a little bit of background with that. Alex's cousin Mary, she was the first VA, the first virtual assistant that I ever brought on board.
All right.
This is when I was an early, brand new real estate investor, just kind of learning and failing my way forward in the industry. And when I found Mary, she literally helped me craft the admin and lead generation side of the business, right? And we built the company on cold calling. We'd
Right.
download large amounts of data, send it out to a third party company, get it skip traced. The data would come back. And then I would hand it off to Mary, who would in turn call these numbers on a predictive dialer. She'd go through the sales script that I provided her and we generate leads, right? At the time, it was the cheapest and most efficient way for me, a new investor without having a whole lot of money. It gave me an opportunity to call people and create win-win situations, right? So fast forward about a year, as we started to grow and expand, we were closing more deals. I told Mary that I needed to bring on some more talent. And so she's like, well, my cousin Alex,
Yeah.
he's going through a rough time, but he actually just got out of the hospital. He's in recovery mode right now. He might be looking for a job. So that's where we brought Alex on, and the rest is history. You've been with us for about two years now?
2 to
Longer?
3 years. Yeah. Yeah.
2 to 3
Longer.
years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's incredible. But yeah, that's so right now, Mary's no longer with us. We still touch bases with her every once in a while, and I'm a big fan, man. She's got incredible talent as well. So
Right.
I'm
I
sure wherever
agree.
she is, she takes care of the people. Um, but she blessed us with getting Alex in the fold, and he's now my right hand man. He's our lead generation expert, and he helps to facilitate our back end systems. We have several different cold callers and acquisitions agents and a lot of different moving parts. So Alex helps to manage our CRM, which, if you don't know what a CRM is, it stands for Customer Relationship Management. He runs that on the back end. He helps organize our leads and uploads new data, new spreadsheets into our systems to make sure that everyone has what they need on the backside, right?
Right.
Virtual assistants have, they've grown a lot and become more popular, I would say, the past 5 years, right? So Tim Ferriss wrote a book called The 4-Hour Work Week, where he talks about maximizing your productivity. And he claims, why work 40 hours a week, for the man, hoping that you could work towards a pension or retirement? He says, the time is now, right? And he talks about 3 currencies. He talks about the value of time, money, and energy, right? Where a lot of people don't believe that you can live in all 3 of those currencies at once, right? So as it goes is, when you're young, you have a lot of energy and a lot of time, but no money or little money, right? As you get to middle age, you have a lot of money and you have
We have
a
no
lot of
time.
energy, but not a lot of time because you're working all the time. And then as you get later on in life, you have a lot of money and no energy, no time, right? So like that's
Right.
the life currencies in life. But he claims, why wait, right? Why wait to live the life that you were designed to live? Why fit into this cookie cutter mold where you have to work for the man for the rest of your life just to retire and hope that when you collect that retirement, you got time to live, right? He says the time is now. Step out and live the life you're created to live. So anyways, he talks about the power of having a virtual assistant and being able to create systems and processes for them to translate, to take your ideas, to take these standard operating procedures and help you run the back end of your system. So that's kind of just for those of you that are new to that type of a mindset or mentality, to understand what some of the roles that a VA can play. Think about, when you're on the phone with a credit card company or AT&T, or getting your computer fixed, right? In many cases, you can tell that the person on the other end of the line, in some cases, has a little bit of an accent. You can tell there might be a little bit of a cultural difference. Well, in many cases, these big organizations are leveraging the power of having a virtual assistant, right? You can have just to lay it all out on the table, right? Virtual assistant in the Philippines making $3, $4, or $5 an hour. That's amazing money out there, right? Like that. You make more running our back end systems than a nurse probably makes in the Philippines, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it just helps to put in perspective, like, being in a different country, different culture, how the value of a dollar, or in Filipino, it translated into pesos, right? The value of that currency can actually go. So when you're starting out and you don't have a lot of money to leverage, but you need help, virtual assistant's a great place to start.
Exactly.
Anyways, we'll put that aside and we'll just really dive in with the stories, because we're all connected by our stories, right? And the powerful thing with these interviews is it gives us a chance to really look under the scenes and to uncover some of our unique stories, our origin, right? How we came to be and how we got to where we are now. And with Alex, he has this unique story where it really was death to life type of experience, right? And we're blessed to get him in here. I know a lot of you guys heard where he talked about his mentality and his work ethic, right? His philosophy of life, where he talked about struggle, right? Overcoming
Right.
struggles and how you live by that. It's funny because I believe, my past, right? A lot of the people listening may know my past. I spent just over 5 years in prison for mistakes that I made as I was a child, right? Young adult. Long story short, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. That's where God got a hold of my heart and transformed my life from the inside out. So I preach about the struggle. If you guys follow me on social media, I talk about the struggle a lot. And I like this about Alex because he adopts that same mentality, right? He believes that diamonds are created under great pressure, right? Diamond is really just a heap of coal, but it's put under great pressure and stress and it brings out all the impurities to create this flawless, perfect diamond, right? And our character, our life, and our spirit is very much the same. So let's dive in with that a little bit, Alex. Let's talk about the philosophy of life and how you face struggles and uncertainties.
Right. Well, you know, every day is a learning process. And as I mentioned, the struggles you face every day, if you let it take you down, you won't reach the destination you wanted to be or where you wanted to be. But you have to take it as a challenge. Every struggles you face, just make sure the mentality you have, the right mindset, is you will overcome it. And at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for you. So never stop. Keep fighting because life goes on if you keep on fighting.
Yes, I love that. Do you feel like you, obviously going through the brain aneurysm, almost losing your life, you have a new appreciation for life?
Yes, of course. Aside from me being more disciplined, more conscious of my health, since I have people relying on me, I have to bring food on the table. So they became an inspiration for everyday living. Like I'm doing this for them, not for myself. I'm doing this for them for the future of our family. And of course, I need to make sure that the service I'm providing, especially to you, Ben, is my 100% because I don't want to, you giving me this opportunity, I don't want to disappoint you ever. So that's why I make it to the point that I give my 100%. So yeah, again, it's a learning process every day and take it as a challenge.
Yeah,
That's the right mindset.
I like that. Let's talk about your background in telecommunications, right? So you work
Right.
for a lot of big organizations that
Right.
gave you some very powerful skills, and how
Mhm.
you apply those today. What companies did you work for before, falling into the medical issues?
Right. So I started off working in a financial institution in the United States. First, it was Wachovia Bank, which actually merged and was bought by Wells Fargo. During that time, I was working as a collector. So I call, charge off accounts, and do collections on those. So yeah, if you can imagine the profanity loads of me getting that feedback from customers I'm calling from. So I get used to that every day being yelled, but again, I'm taking that as a challenge. So I really never stopped. So I really did continue. So until such time that after 3 months, I got promoted to another level of position, handling people. So I do have people management skills because I was trained to be on that position too. So I also do trainings. So I get so many trainings because of the contact center industry here in the Philippines. So all my trainings actually came from that industry. So yeah, after the financial institution, I tried going for the internet or information technology industry because I'm a graduate of computer engineering. So I might as well grab the opportunity as well. So I took that route and became a service desk specialist for Telstra. That's actually based in Australia. So what I do normally, or basically what I do there is, support all corporate users with their computer. I install softwares and hardwares. I even do remote sessions with them to fix their computer at home. So a lot of them are working from home, and that's the time where I decided that I want to be working from home too. So I started to do research until such time that I came to a point that I really wanted to push it, and that's in between. That's where I actually had that brain aneurysm attack, and that's where it actually routed me here in the remote
Yeah.
world, working remotely. So yeah, that's the start. That's the
Yeah.
start, man.
And so that background, right, Alex, managing teams, dealing with difficult people over the
Right.
phone,
Yeah.
handling difficult situations really primed you and prepared you for the role that you handle today, right? So
Right.
as we've
Right.
pivoted it, we're utilizing a lot of those same skills on the real estate investment side of things, because as crazy as this might sound, even beyond real estate and real estate investing, our industry really is built on communication and relationships. So the
Exactly.
better that we can be at managing the relationships with the clients or the motivated house sellers that we're working with, the more results we're going to see, right? The more contracts we'll be able to negotiate and the more opportunities it creates in our pipeline. So it's really cool to see how those skills molded Alex, right? And then me and Alex get together. I'm a true visionary, right? I think big picture. I'm always like formulating these different processes and systems to figure out how we can run more efficient. So
Right.
you put our two brains together and it's like, Alex, what are your skills? And Alex is like, well, this, and that. I'm like, okay, let's take these and let's craft it around this unique process, utilizing these tools. And obviously vision doesn't always come out fully formed. But the
Mhm.
cool thing about it is as you implement, as you fail forward and you figure out what's working and what's not, you can create systems around that so that the organization accomplishes more. So now on the back end, anytime that we have a new virtual assistant or a cold caller, someone that wants to join the team, the first thing I do is I set them up with Alex. And Alex actually onboards them, right? He goes through our standard processes. He gives them the tools they need. He gives them their login credentials on whatever tool we might be using. And then he cuts them loose, right? Equips them and cuts them loose. So it keeps me from being tied down to really walking through our processes with these people. Obviously, as we promote from within, like I've brought up some cold callers to acquisitions managers. That requires a little bit more of my attention, right? Where we really dial in how to negotiate with sellers and building rapport and all that fun stuff. But Alex really, he handles everything, right? If I have a request or I need an email sent, if I need a contract managed, right? So he recently took on another responsibility. He's helping with transaction coordination. He's anything that I need, I can literally just text it or put it into our team communication app, which we're using Slack. And Alex takes that and he runs with it, right? It's an incredible, incredible skill. And my point with all this is real estate investing is a team sport, right?
Right.
Just like life is a team sport, business is a team sport. Together we can accomplish way more. And understanding this principle, I think, is what makes teams great. And it's what helps to bring all the unique talents and giftings to the surface to identify how we can help more people, right? That's really what it comes down to. Let's talk a little bit, aside from the business structure and all that stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about, your current story. Let's talk about life in the Philippines. What is it like? Most of our listeners are
Yeah.
probably in the United States, and I'm guessing many of them have never been out of this continent. What is it like in the Philippines?
Well, Philippines is a very beautiful country. It's a mixed culture. That's why we can easily adapt to whomever we face, like Americans, someone in the UK, even in other Asian countries. We can easily adapt to whatever culture they have because we ourselves do have a mixed culture here in the Philippines. So yeah, it's a beautiful country. We have a lot of tourist spots. I've always wanted to bring you here, boss, so that we can have coffee together because I want you to see how beautiful the country is. I've always wanted to have that scenario, you and me on a table having a cup of coffee, enjoying
Yes,
the beautiful place here in the Philippines. So yeah.
it's going to happen. We've been talking about it for a couple years now. We need to put it on the calendar and do it.
Yeah, of course. Let's push it, man.
Once the crazy restrictions come down with COVID, because they're a lot stricter in the Philippines, I think, than the United
Right
States right
now,
now.
yes, yes,
Once those are lifted, that's the time I'm gonna go.
yeah.
I'm ready for it,
Let's do
man.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I like touching on the culture aspect. So there's Filipinos, what you'll learn, and this is very broad spectrum, but they say that Filipinos are very loyal, right? It's bred into your culture.
Right.
Well, one, it's many Filipinos' dream to work for a big American company or be a virtual assistant where you can work from home base. You guys call it home base, right?
Right. Right.
Um, but that's one thing that I greatly appreciate, right? And it cannot be replaced by anything. I think that Americans, as hard as it is to say, I believe that our culture has bred entitlement. I believe that it's bred laziness. And the truth of the matter is, we, in this TV microwave generation, we expect immediate results, right? We don't want to put in the work, but we expect handouts or immediate results. Where I'm claiming that life is quite the opposite, right? You got to put in the work, you got to earn your stripes and lay that foundation before you can achieve any type of success, right? But the thing that I appreciate about having someone on our team coming from your culture is that I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that that person's got my back, right? Because you showed me your heart, you've showed me your spirit and your appreciation. But it's just, that's a unique thing and an interesting fact is that it really is bred into your culture. Would you say that's
Mhm.
true?
Yes. Yes. You know, I think the reason behind that is, that the Philippines has been, many countries has tried to actually take the country from us, right? The Spaniards, Japanese, all of them. And during those times when they tried to get everyone here in the Philippines and they get nothing, they just leave us alone with nothing too. So every time that we encounter someone like yourself, say, for example, I'm looking for a job and you have entrusted me with something really big, a big responsibility. At the back of our mind, it's a risk they took, but they did put something in you and they trusted you. So we have to grab that and show to them that you did not make that mistake of entrusting your business to us. So we want to show you and give you some love. That's why we are, or me myself, I'm being loyal to you, boss. You always
Yes.
have, you always have. I mean, I always have your back every time. Every time you make a request, I make sure that I acknowledge it right on time, because I don't want to disappoint you. Because disappointing you is really big. I don't want it to happen.
Wow. So that's incredible. If everyone could operate on that same bandwidth, right? That same mentality and belief, I think the world would be a much more united place. You know, I think if we just treated each other the way that we want to be treated and we honored and respected the giftings, the opportunities that are given to us, right? Because every day is a gift. I
Mhm.
think most of us take that for granted. You know, we tend to overlook those small blessings. We tend to overlook
Right.
something as simple as breath in our lungs, right? Or the
Mhm.
opportunity to open up our eyes. So that just, when you hear about a story like this, it gives you a new appreciation for life that, I mean, even myself, we tend to overlook on a daily basis. And I think when you can focus on that appreciation and focus on gratitude, it makes life and everything else enough, right? It makes it abundant. It gives you a newness and an expectation for what's possible, and then when you can think about the fact that our time is limited, like you don't
Mhm.
know, tomorrow's not promised, knowing that in the back of your mind, how do you choose to live today? Right? That's powerful stuff. So this year, something pretty cool happened. Alex, they had a christening with his youngest daughter, and he asked if I would be her godfather. So
Right.
she calls me Ninong.
Nina. Yeah.
Yep, she calls me Ninong. Yeah, I was honored when he asked me about it. He said, "Hey, we're going to be doing this. We're having a christening, and I'd like to ask you if you'd be willing to be her godfather." So that was a pretty cool opportunity. That's the first time I've ever been asked to be someone's godfather. So that, I guess, that shows you a little bit about, the bond and connection that we've built through work, right? But
Mm.
work, life, relationships have really manifested something pretty special. So tell us a little bit about that. What inspired it?
Well, it's been a culture here in the Philippines that when christening or your child, a newborn child should go under christening, and it requires this godmothers to be on the side. As a responsibility, you will be the second parent of the child. So yeah, I do have friends here, but the first thing that came in my mind when I did and we decided to bring Tasha, my daughter, to the christening period is you you came first in my mind that I would ask you to be a godfather, because no doubt you have given us all the opportunities. Because of you, I was able to bring food on the table. Because of you, our life changed, because I was able to provide, literally provide home, shelter, food, everything, like name it, boss, because of you. Even though I have this condition, even though everyone thought that I would not be able to find a job and work, but as I've said in the beginning, that I have to prove them wrong. That thinking of a brain aneurysm individual, you don't look down on them, because these are still human beings, and they still have life to to consider and continue to live life every day. We also need to eat. So I have proven them wrong. That's why during that time, um, it is just right for me just to ask you to be a godfather to my daughter. And
That's
you're the
really
first,
cool.
Ben. Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
first.
I
Technically,
love
you are
it.
the second dad.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible, man.
It always has a
Inspirational
connection.
stories. It does.
Everything
It
has a
does.
connection, yes.
Yeah. More than you even think, right? Like
Right.
there's something unique and magical about life that we can't even see, right? It's invisible. It's
Hmm.
formless substance that cannot be seen, cannot be explained, but it's there, right? It's God.
Right.
It's the presence of God. It's powerful. It's the type of stuff that moves mountains, man, and
Right.
restores humanity and brings people to a place of gratitude. That's good stuff, man. So I'm glad we brought you on today. I think it's a powerful testimony, just a good
Right.
example for you to share a piece of your story to give
Mhm.
people hope. Um, it's interesting, man. What I've picked up a lot through this interview is it seems like in Filipino culture, you kept on referring to, going through the brain aneurysm thing, that people view it when you go through a life altering situation like that. They view you as being inadequate or not enough.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
They
It's almost
discriminated.
like the lepers back in biblical era, right? Like
Right.
you're almost shunned upon. I had no idea. I had no
It's
idea.
it's it's sad. Yeah, before I met you, Ben, I tried applying, because that's the only option I have. At least apply for a job nearby. You know, just a ride, a 10-minute ride going to the office. I tried my luck, but when they found out, because I have declared that I did went under surgery because of brain aneurysm. Oh, they suddenly stop and pause and think about something I don't know, and they just said, cases like that, we really have to call you back, because we do have previous employees with that kind of condition, and we find them a bit slow. They're not functional 100%, and something like that, and it's affecting their productivity. So I was sad. I didn't expect that. I was so depressed during that time. So yeah, I still have to move forward. That's why we met.
Yeah.
Just to make it connected to what really happened in between before we met, boss.
Yeah. Wow. We got to stick together and we work as a unit.
Right.
That's a powerful thing. I think if people listening, if you gather anything out of this, well, obviously it's the power of the human spirit, right? And what we believe in our heart becomes true. I believe that. Alex could have taken this setback. He could have listened to what everyone else was saying, the voices in the crowd, people that were telling him he'd never be good enough, you'll never make it, you'll never get a job or be able to support your family or live a normal
Right.
life, right?
Right.
But he refused to listen to that. He didn't listen to the voices in the crowd. He paid attention to that still small inner voice that was living somewhere deep inside, right? Because he knew what was possible, right?
Right.
That right there is the power of the human spirit.
Exactly.
We look at all these different misunderstandings, right? Even like wars going through the ages and stuff. Wars are just simply disagreements, right? Differences in belief. And we look at current day, right? We have wars between races, right? We have wars
Hmm.
between political parties, and it's just really it's a narrative that's being taught, that's being talked about, controlled by the media, that's really influencing the way that people think, feel, and act, right? And really all it is it's it's a narrative that's being played by the media.
Right.
It's crazy, man. Like it instills fear in people's hearts. But that just shows you how powerful our words are, right? Like we have the power of life and death on our tongue.
All right.
But you choose the words you speak, and you also choose the words you receive. You choose what you believe, and as you think and believe in your heart, it becomes true, right? So
Right.
be very careful what you allow into your head, into that space, right, between your two ears, because the internal beliefs that you have in there, good or bad, right or wrong, become true. It's going to manifest into reality. That's why I don't watch the news, right?
Hmm.
I focus on my lane. I focus on the vision and figure out how we can continually move forward as a unit to accomplish more, to help more people, and to make a massive impact on the world. That's
I
it,
agree, boss.
right? And we do that together. We accomplish that as a unit. So I love that. I hope you guys got some value out of this. I know I did. I like opening up and, just looking at new perspectives and really diving in, just pouring out the heart. I don't think enough people are really open and we don't listen enough. We're so quick to talk and voice our opinions, but we don't listen to the stories of other people. We don't allow that to, bring a compassion into our heart on the way that we could live. So you guys get out there. Hope you got some value. Virtual assistants are so powerful. Having the power of a VA, if you can squeeze it in, if you can warrant one, right? If there's a space in your life, whether personal or business, where you need a little bit of extra help, or there's just too many things on your plate, you would be surprised what you can accomplish by leveraging the power of technology and human capital. Get creative, think outside of the box, and push towards greatness. Hope you
Exactly.
guys got something out of this. Alex, you the man, brother.
Thank
Until we're
you.
drinking coffee, watching the sunrise over. What's the ocean out there?
Ocean.
What ocean is in the Philippines?
Mm, because right now what's coming in my head is the China Sea because we still have this argument with this island that we are fighting for. So the China Sea, but I remember we once talked about that's the smallest volcano in the world, right?
Yeah,
The Tal volcano, and that's where I want to bring you. So let's do that first before I show you what oceans looks like here in the Philippines. So yeah, because we have a lot.
I'm down. I'm so down. What's one of the wonders of the world you were telling me about?
The Palawan cave.
The Palau. How do you say it? Palawan?
Palawan, yeah, Palawan cave.
Palawan.
Yes, that's it.
Have you been there?
Um, Honestly, not yet, but that's part of my that's included in my bucket list. I wanted to
Yeah,
go there. Yeah. Seven Wonders of the World, the Palawan Cave. So yeah, I should be able to go there sometime. Maybe with you, you know.
I'm down. Let's check it out, man. I'm down.
Right,
Awesome, man. Well, thankful for you as always. It's been an awesome interview. Hope you guys got something out of this as well. We'll see you
right.
guys on the next one.